the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Stay away from cities with dyke mayors. They spray the pipes major. Don't play with your life, player. Or shake the dice, player. But if you got a quota, then stay away from toddlers. These bitches are fight promoters. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Train your toddler. Please train your toddler. Whippings, timeouts, take her allowance. Cause also she will destroy your life if you allow it. Fucking, I'm tired of rapping. Yo, low, bring in the choir. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare. Welcome to the daycare.
Niggas need to stop giving these bitches all the attention. That's why niggas is dying.
Welcome to the Dirty Folks Daycare. I am your tolerologist, Dirty Folks. I appreciate y'all coming. And I got the audio back, baby. I got the audio back. Alright, so slavery gonna be so easy. Slavery gonna be so easy.
Do it this way, but a lot of people feel like, nobody really needs a dad.
How many of us feel like nobody needs a dad? How many people feel like nobody needs a dad? Dads are optional. Like, who needs a dad? All they gonna do is tell you what you can't do, where you can't go. Who needs a dad, you know? Yo, so let's talk about how America has conditioned the populace to think that somehow boys should be saved and felons should be rallied around, but dads, optional. No more so than in the black community where stepdads, somebody to come and babysit your kid, give them money, teach them how to play catch, but can't discipline them. Can't write them off on the taxes. You can't get a kid with her because she gonna tell you how you already got a kid, love another man kid like your own. America is socialized not to need dads. I saw this the other day and I said to myself, self, this is how we get colonized, baby. This is how you get colonized.
So way back in the day, still in kind of the forum era, but we were starting to have social platforms where like anybody could get on. There were these guys who were all divorced, right? Like by and large divorced, or were not married, but like had some sort of weird situation. They couldn't see their kids, And so then they banded together because it's a very specific pain, I would imagine, to not be able to see your kid as a dad. Because by and large, maybe because so many of us did do it this way, it feels more reasonable to do it this way. But a lot of people feel like, nobody really needs a dad. I'm telling you, a lot of people feel that way, genuinely. And I'm not saying that as in like a judgment on anybody. I'm just saying, like, if you're like, oh, my dad left, people are like, what else? Like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't carry the weight it would have carried in the 50s. Your dad left. You know what I mean? It's like, my dad's not around, and people are like, yeah, so any other revelations? Like, and so I think that sometimes when there's almost an expectation like that, then people who do care, who can't be as involved as they want, feel a very real pain. And they were the only people who understood each other. So they would talk and they would talk and they would talk. And where they messed up, like if I had been there back in the day, if I had been in that forum, what I would have said is like, just careful with the name. The name makes everything. Because then they banded together as like a group, and they were like, let's try to get some laws passed so that we can like see our kids. You know, it feels like family court is against us. And so then they called themselves men's rights activists. And I was like, bruh. You should have said dads. Dude, dads would have cooked. We'd be like, dads that want to see their kids? Protect these men. Protect all 8 of them. You know?
The truth is funny. So the fact that comedians can joke about the marginalization of dads as men, your role as men, and joke about your role as men means you could bring slavery back, baby. We gonna bring slavery back. I'm not even tripping. The same day I heard this, I heard a lively banter. I mean, almost to the point that I'm like, yo, Mace about to leave the show, my nigga. Like, Mace about to leave. Mace and Cameron were debating if Serena Williams should own a WNBA team. And Cameron cracks a joke and say, yo, Mace ain't gonna do it because Mace ain't gonna work for no woman, nigga. And I'm like, yo, I'm on Mace's side. I'm on Mason Betha's side. Like, yo, for what? And to prove the point of the comedian whose name I can never remember, a lot of people, a lot of men who are fathers don't think that they need fathers because they survived to adulthood. They don't need the protection. They don't need the advice. They don't need a person to warn them of the pitfalls. They don't need a 20-year head start of a person without a father because they survived into adulthood and somehow a couple of them made it, right? We are talking about 2 guys, Mace and Cam, whose entire plan in life was to play NBA ball, which didn't happen, then to become rappers, which did happen, but it took them a long time to actually get paid. They were stars with no money. And then decided to be, well, for Mace, a pastor, for Cam, a drug dealer. So that motherfucker fulfilled all the single mother criteria, nigga. All of it. You're gonna sell crack rock, have a wicked jump shot, or you're gonna be a minstrel of some sort. Like the only lanes available that are encouraged by the toddler, they try to fulfill all of them. So I thought it was a lively discussion, and it proved the point that there's a lot of men who don't believe you need dads.
Hey, what was poppin'? You still at the electric company? You get a
I
lot.
ain't been there in like 4 years.
Thinking you lost your wife and your job, nigga? You just a bum.
Yeah,
You back to
Right
being
now.
a bum.
pretty much.
At least you got a haircut so you can get a fat bitch. But you back to being a bum.
You nigga crazy, man.
I'm here for you, baby. I got you. Look,
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all great.
hey, you really need to slide in.
Hell yeah, I need to slap bag, man.
You know what? I prepared the wrong clip. I set up the wrong clip. That is my bad. I spoke about this lightly on an earlier show. My man was without a dad. Everything was going bad in his life. He met a young lady. He made the mistake of loving a woman. I told the motherfucker before it happened, yo, this ain't that, bro. Who listens to me, right? Who listens to me? So he decided to love the woman instead of train the woman. And his story was simple. He got kicked out the crib by his grandmother because, you know, when you don't have a dad, your mom really don't love you past 18. Once the check stops, she stopped loving you. Her love is conditional like a motherfucker. One day you go from, you know what I'm saying? Wait, I'm on my old shit. I got to remember. Damn. Yeah, all right, here you go. One day you go from,
That's my baby.
the next day you turn 18, you just become,
One of them niggas.
it happens overnight, really. One day she love you, next day you look like your dad. And they move you around. They do it to girls too, but girls can get pregnant and get a free house. So he got kicked out, he got to move with his grandma. His grandma didn't raise her kids right. So she kicked him out. He going couch to couch. He meets a girl. The girl lets him lay in her bed. Shout out to her, right? But she a little fat buster. Little fat buster. But he had an address. He finally had an address. So he gets a job. And just like you can't get a girl until you got a girl, you can't get a job until you got a job, right? So he got a bullshit job and then went from there and got a job with the city. When he got the job with the city with the electric company, he decides he's finally stable enough, and he did what men do that women never do. He did what men do. He said, yo, you were here for me when I had nothing. I want to give you anything I can give for you. Because that's a man thought, because only men can love. Women only support you when you have nothing. You have to have nothing for a black woman to support you. She might support white boys. She will not support you. Now, if you have something, she wants you to support her, but she won't support you back. She wants you to pay for all the bills while she gets to stack all her checks. She don't support the winner. They're not for winners. They're for people, homeless, on parole, fucked up in life. Black girls not really for people aspiring to be great because they are the center of generational wealth. If black people are the white man's burden, then black women are the black man's curse. Just is what it is. So he got a job at the electric company. Then he proposed to her. So they got married, and during maybe the honeymoon, she gets pregnant. I was like, oh, this ain't going to turn out right. I know this one's going to turn out well. Bro, bought her a house because he said when he got a child, his child deserves a backyard. Bought a house, bought them a house. Bought her a house. Bought them a house. And, bro, before her legs got out the stirrup, while she in the hospital delivering, before her legs come out the stirrup, she had already filed for divorce. Took the man's house, took the man's child. He didn't have a license, but he bought a car, and he put it in her name. Took the man's car. Now he back going couch to couch trying to figure out how to get to work. He needed a woman to make him great. Because a lot of niggas judge their manhood based on a woman. A lot of niggas. Never about loving your brother as you love yourself. Never about the guys who put you on. Girls get you on. Men put you on. Never about the guys that put you on and you fucking with the guys so no matter what she do, you'll be straight. Nah. We a team. You ever seen a black bitch on a team, my nigga? A heterosexual black bitch? Dyke bitches play basketball. You ever seen a straight bitch on a team? Volleyball, lingerie football, synchronized swimming. Have you ever seen black bitches move in unison on a fucking team? They not even socialized and know how to cooperate. But niggas be like, oh, I got a girl. We a team. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. So now, 3 years later, I ain't seen the man in a minute. 3 years later, he's struggling to stay above water. And we to where we are. I'm going to set the clip up right now. I'm going to set the clip up right. And this is where we are.
But look at this back in 2020, Hopkins was the deputy. Hey, what was poppin'? You still at the electric company? You know,
I ain't been there in like 3-4 years.
Nigga, you lost your wife and your job, nigga? You just a bum?
Yeah.
You back to being a bum.
Pretty much.
At least you got a haircut so you can get a fat bitch. What you think to being a bum?
You nigga crazy, man.
I'm here for you, baby. I got you. Look,
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all great.
hey, you really need to slide in.
Hell yeah, I need to slap bag, man.
When times get hard, you gotta fall back on your guys. And when niggas get on, they can't follow a man. That's what bitches do. That's a female trait. That's why I tell y'all, we getting our bitches straight from the orphanage, baby. Straight from the orphanage. Slavery gonna be so easy. It's gonna be so simple. Now that we discussed you don't need a dad, that guys are saying you don't need a dad, and apparently women are taking babies left and right. He ain't seen this kid in 3 years. So black people don't think you need a dad, no matter how much you want to be a dad. If you want to be a dad, you better find a bitch who already got a kid. Be a stepdaddy. I don't know. Yeah, I do not recommend. Don't recommend. Beige Babies 2024, baby. Beige Babies 2024. Anyway, now we'll get to Cam and Mace. I think.
Equation that you was asking, Killer, they destroy each other to get what they get. That's where you get child support from. That's where you get all of that, where people are destroying the other person to get what they get. And even with child support, a child always does better in a house where both of their parents are there. Because if you ask a child, do you want to go with the dad or the mom, they'll always say, I want both of my parents. I don't want to have to choose which one. I don't want to decide if I go here for Christmas or there for Thanksgiving. I want us all to be together.
I
But
didn't grow
I
up like
need
that.
a child.
I didn't grow up like that, so it's different for me. So I dig what you're saying, but to me, my personal opinion on what you're saying is that you installed this in certain people and you got to back it up.
What?
I'm just saying. I think this been told to people before. And you got to stand on what you said because if you don't, niggas will be like, murder 6 years ago, you ain't say this, man. This is
Nah.
what I
I
think.
mean, even in the hood, right? What they used to say, because they didn't understand what I was saying, they would say it's cheaper to keep her. You ever heard that?
Absolutely. Yep.
So in that understanding, they understood that as a child, like being in a mix of that, if you break up their salary, like if you had to pay for two homes versus one house, it helps the child to get more from the parents. Once you break it up and they go their separate ways, the child is actually living off half of what the family got, which puts them in a terrible position and keeps the negative cycle going over and over again. But that's
I
why I
think
said
you.
I need an hour. I need an hour.
I think you made some terrific points. I think that what you said made a lot of sense, but I don't think that's for every family
You're
in
right.
America, and I don't think that that um you have to be you're going to be successful just from that format. But I do think you're correct in what you're saying, and I understood your point 100%. I just think it's different scenarios for different people. Because at the end of the day, look, I didn't grow up with my father, but for a time, I stayed with my grandparents, so I
Mm.
had a male figure in the house, and Mace. I know you had a stepfather in the house as well, and I don't think neither one of them niggas helped us become who we are today. So I think we figured that out outside. I'm not going to speak for you, me
No, you're
personally.
right.
I,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I like Luck is my nigga though. I fuck with that nigga. That was my man. My grandfather was cool too, but nah, I tell nigga I want to do the album. I'm out my damn mind. Niggas wasn't supporting. They didn't really see it. So, but you made some great points, and I'm happy that you cleared.
That's what we're working with, man. Support the stream, man. Support the stream. We got the audio right, everything. Support the stream, bro. Sport the string. One with a stepdad who can't enforce discipline. The other live with his grandparents from time because, women don't care about their kids. They send them to their parents. The irony is that Cam and Mace are Gen X. So that means their parents were boomers. Yeah, boomers suck. Which means they had to go back to the silent generation to see a two-parent household. You had to go back to people who were married in the 1930s and 40s, hit their stride in the 1950s, to be able to move into their spare room, which is probably your parents' old room, in the 1980s, 1990s. That's a comedian saying, this ain't the 1950s, you don't need a dad anymore. But if you look at the wealth, it was greater in the 1950s. When you look at how people came from slavery through Reconstruction, even through Jim Crow, and took a zero and made 1.5% wealth of America. Do you know anything you multiply by zero is zero? Do you know how incredible it was for you to go from zero and multiply that to a one? That shit was amazing. And they did that at 93% marriage rate. Now, I'm not telling you to marry Keisha. I'm not telling you that. I'm just informing you that the commune and unity, the kids who have respect, like yes sir, no ma'am, the village that bitch talk about how you walk down the street and everybody could whip your ass because everybody was your fucking family or grew up with your family. People moved 2 blocks away. You run away from home, grandma up the block. They know where you're going. Everything that made America great was destroyed by the boomers and enforced by Gen X bitches. And now people are conditioned to believe that fathers are optional. Slavery gonna be so goddamn easy, man. Slavery gonna be so easy. When I tell my mentees, I'm saving them 20 years if they just follow what I'm telling them. Man, look, whatever y'all trying to do, I already did. And goddamn it, man, if I ain't did it, I saw it. I am the dude with 100,000 side quests. I done seen it all, right? I save you 20 years by telling you what not to do. I ain't telling you what to do. Do what you do. I'm gonna tell you what not to do so you can avoid the pitfalls, man. It saves you time. It helps you save money. It enriches your great experiences and marginalizes and minimizes the things that get you messed up. To not have a father to tell you that, or to have a boomer as a father, which is like not having a father, is why niggas gotta figure it out. Just figure it out. My father got his first job from his father. My grandfather got his first opportunity from his father-in-law. Son, my boy B was about to quit his job and asked for his son to get hired to take his place and train his son on how to do his job so he could leave the IT world he was in to drive trucks. He just wanted to drive trucks. Men giving their sons a leg up with advice, with networks, because whoever the fuck you need, whatever old head you need, nigga, that's your daddy friends. Whatever tools you need, if your dad was a carpenter or whatever, you already got the tools. You ain't got to go rent none. You automatically have a leg up. You want to cut grass, daddy got a lawnmower, the neighbors don't have a lawnmower, just made $20, bro. The absence of a father means you're perpetually having to figure it out. 3 generations of men trying to figure it out. Y'all not knowing these bitches are ops. Niggas still mad at me because I call them toddlers, even though everything they do is like a 4-year-old. Until they gonna figure it out. A bunch of niggas in their 50s and 60s with a body count of 2 trying to understand women think they got it wrong twice. Because they don't understand niggas with body counts of 2,000 like, yo, what did Solomon tell you in the Bible? Out of 1,000 men, one was righteous. Out of 1,000 women, there were none. There are no good toddlers. They're just trained toddlers and untrained toddlers. But niggas trying to figure it out. You just chose wrong. I don't know how to get my baby back. Oh man, I did it the right way. I was married and she took. At no point in which you figured out that she needed to be stopped. I'll switch my buns around. But if you can't be the girl, you sure the fuck can't be the man. So slavery gonna be so easy. There is a reason, and I didn't find that clip, but there is a reason that President Putin says, man, Russia is the fatherland. We are the land of men. America is a motherland. They follow bitches. He didn't call them bitches. I added the bitches in. But we are strong because we are a fatherland. They are weak because they are a motherland. Anytime you remove the men, colonization and slavery is sure to come. When you have the men, you might get conquered. Everybody might get killed. But when you don't have any men, colonization happens because your girls bring the enemy through the back door for bread and wine. Let me take a quick break, man, and I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. I'll be right back.
Toddler. Secretary. The only difference is training. Learn how to be the boss of your relationship. Enroll today. And be sure to subscribe to Toddler Tales on YouTube for your daily dose of dating don'ts.
Make sure y'all like as y'all come in, man. Like as y'all come in. Send your heart, donate to the daycare. Like and sub. I ain't push play.
Okay, I want to talk about Ireland. Specifically, I want to talk about the famine, about the fact that there never really was one. There was no famine. The Irish people were only allowed to eat potatoes. All of the other food, meat, fish, vegetables, was shipped out of the country under armed guard to England while the Irish people starved. And then, in the middle of all this, they gave us money not to teach our children Irish. And so we lost our history. And this is what I think is still hurting we. You see, we're like a child that's been battered, has to drive itself out of its head because it's frightened, still feels all the painful feelings. But they lose contact with the memory. And this leads to massive self-destruction, alcoholism, drug addiction, all desperate attempts at running. And in its worst form becomes actual killing. And if there ever is gonna be healing, there has to be remembering and then grieving so that the then can be forgiving. There has to be knowledge and understanding. Okay, I want to talk about our...
I want to slow walk that. That sound like black girl magic right there, don't it? That sound like the black person polite. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if this is Sinead O'Connor or not, but unfortunately, she doesn't have green eyes. But she does have red hair. So shout out to red hair, man. Shout out to red hair. I want to motivational say Irish girl magic. There was a lot there. I want to slow walk it real quick. And then we're going to break down. Because this is not a black thing. This is a conquered thing. Black people just like to be victims. They like to go. Women, slavery was the best time in America for black women. So they like to go back to slavery. They like to refer to slavery. Men who think that black women are God, they like to go back to slavery. Take off their shirts, run in the forest and shit. Or just like purple and gold Power Rangers, because they said people are Israelites. Like anytime you listen to a girl, you're begging for slavery. That's why slavery gonna be so easy. It's gonna be so easy. I want to break this down slow though.
Okay, I want to talk about Ireland. Specifically, I want to talk about the famine, about the fact that there never really was one. There was no famine. See, Irish people were only allowed to eat potatoes. All of the other food, meat, fish, vegetables, was shipped.
Let's stop right there. A lot of people know about the potato famine of, I don't know, was it whatever year. We'll discuss it in a minute. Everybody knows about the Irish potato famine, but people don't realize, like, why didn't you fish? Where's the lamb? Ireland is known for lamb, for sheep. Why didn't you eat gyros? Because everything else was taken from them, and they were forced to eat potatoes. And potatoes have a lot of starch. An acre of potato can feed a family of four for a year. I get it. But that's all that was available was potatoes and water. So you eat potatoes, then you make potato vodka, right? That's why they stay drunk, right? Because depression makes you drunk a lot. Ask the Native Americans. Ask niggas in the projects. When you're depressed and you don't see a way out, drugs and alcohol are always an easy consumption. Let me say this what's on my mind too, real quick. Do you know how hard the Irish fought not to be seen as a bunch of drunkards? Do you know how hard the Italians fought not to be seen as violent mafia members, just gangbangers? For the Italians to be known now for running unions, labor unions now. For the Irish to be known as police and government officials. To take off that stigma. Right now, black people are reveling in being seen as less than. To be seen as a criminal class. Even when you're not a criminal, you are susceptible to it because you're like, I ain't no criminal, I'm better than them. 80% of men of any race are not criminals. But the same way white people don't promote their trailer park, black people do promote their ghetto, which is the black version of trailer park. Bad branding, tribe up, rebrand. Anyway, but it was a manufactured famine because even though they were taking everything from Ireland, when Ireland was hungry, they didn't send anything back. So,
out of the country under armed guard to England while the Irish people starved. And then, in the middle of all this, they gave us money not to teach our children Irish.
Pause right there. First, they starve you out. Then they bring the guns. Then they give you a compromise, dollar diplomacy. Look, check this out. This is what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to educate your kids, and they're going to speak English. They're not going to speak Irish anymore, which is a Galilaic language from the Baltic. It's the language of Vikings. You can't speak Viking anymore. You got to speak English. No different than what they did to the Native Americans and the Africans in America. Sent them to concentration camps, which they call reprogram centers, boarding schools, things of that nature. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's what happens when you're conquered. You learn who their heroes are. Their heroes are the people who enslaved you. The Irish celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which was a British man who went to Ireland and created a genocide and became a saint. He was just regular old Patrick. They gave him sainthood because of the genocide that he laid on the Irish, and now the Irish celebrate. Right here in America, people are celebrating Thanksgiving for the smallpox, the colonization. Your oppressors make you celebrate your oppression. To the fact that when your heroes step up, you like, yo, I ain't following him. Y'all need to kill him next. And then we're going to pray for another hero. Indoctrination. Anyway.
And so we lost our history. And this is what I think is still hurting we. You see, we're like a child that's being battered, has to drive itself out of its head because it's frightened.
Stop right there. Not knowing your history, okay, cool. Black girl magic. She said we're like a child. I've said this for years. If white people really took black people seriously on all this race war shit, and it was like somebody was like, "Word, that's what you want? That's what you want to do?" Shut down their EBT cards, close their grocery stores, we'll starve them out. They need to get pistols from us anyway. We got all the guns. Let's go to war. Wherever they at, they're centralized in a place they're surrounded by white people. In every city, USA, they surrounded by white people. Ask them boys in Philly with the Move Project when they got a bomb dropped on them. Look at any city USA, Chicago, Detroit, Boston, any segregated city USA. Concentrate. There's a black community, and then the outlier is a Latino community, and then whites stay outside of that. You don't even see whites and black being able to cross the street in major cities. You can down south in Tennessee, whatever. But in a major city where people talk the most shit because they ain't never had to meet these motherfuckers they call the oppressor. Easy work. Can't farm. Can't fish. Don't know what to do if the lights go out. Can't really operate without electricity. Cut off their food source, bring in the pistols. If people really took, but they don't. They see blacks the way I see black women as belligerent toddlers that's just always arguing, but they ain't gonna do shit. Kids that fight in school amongst themselves and need a patriarch to come and discipline them from time to time. Yeah. The Irish sound a lot like American blacks to me, but let's continue.
Still feels all the painful feelings, but they lose contact with the memory. And this leads to massive self-destruction, alcoholism, drug addiction, all desperate attempts at running. And in its worst form, becomes actual killing. And if there ever is gonna be healing, there has to be remembering and then grieving, so that the then can be forgiving. There has to be knowledge and understanding. Okay, I want gonna be healing. There has to be remembering.
If there's going to be healing, then there has to be remembering. Here's a project for you. Go to a baby boomer and ask them about their childhood. If there's going to be healing, you got to be remembering, right? Go ask a baby boomer about their childhood. I bet you they lie. They can't even remember what their childhood was like. Now, you're talking about historical remembering. You don't even know who the fuck they are. If you too young, if your grandparents are baby boomers, you may never know. If you Gen X and your grandparents are silent generation, you might have got some nuggets from your grandparents. Go ask a boomer. That's where your history died, with the boomers right now. That's where the American dream dies, with the boomers right now. That's why all the people who, when they had an opportunity, they failed, and their parents died and they got the estate, they either sold the estate or moved into it, and they want their kids to start over. Y'all yell all this generational wealth shit. Look at the boomers right now. Ask them if they remember their second job. They remember their first job. It's like losing your virginity. Ask them if they remember their second job. The job that got them the house. We are bragging about a time in which people have short attention spans. The TikTok generation. Motherfuckers can't sit still long enough to watch an hour-long program. They can't keep context clues for an hour. You think they're remembering what happened 150 years ago? In the greatest time in American history? During Reconstruction? You think they remember that? Do you think they remember all the property that their great-grandmother sold so she can move to New York and Chicago and Detroit to chase some type of fucking pipe dream music career and literally sold the farm for pennies? Do you think... Never mind. Don't worry about it. Let's continue. Because I don't even remember what come next after this. Let's continue.
And then grieving so that the then can be forgiving.
Vitamins and minerals. For over 200 years, the South American vegetable had thrived in Ireland's rough terrain and unpredictable weather. Packed.
Hold on, we're going to come back to that, man. We're going to come back to that. Look, man, we got a small crowd today, man, but I need all of y'all to like this stream, man. Everybody click like, man. Help with the algorithm. Everybody click like. Help me fight YouTube, man. YouTube don't even send out alerts on me, bro. We done went from 100 to the chat to 10 in the chat. They shutting me down, man. Help me help you with good content, man, and fight the algorithm, man. You know what I'm saying? Support the channel, bro.
Dotted the Irish countryside. For over 200 years, the South American vegetable had thrived in Ireland's rough terrain and unpredictable weather. Packed with carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals, the potato was a remarkably nutrient-rich crop that made it easy for less wealthy families to maintain a balanced diet. By the mid-19th century, potatoes had supplanted other staple foods, and since British mandates ensured Ireland's more valuable agricultural products were exported, roughly half the country.
You know, I hate how the way that they rush past that Britain took all of they stuff, man. The same way that you call the Semites culture vultures, they take your best and brightest, they take your intellectual property, they get rich while you poor. That is part of colonization, bro.
By the mid-19th century, potatoes had supplanted other staple foods, and since British mandates ensured Ireland's more valuable agricultural products were exported, roughly half the country's 8.5 million residents lived almost entirely on potatoes. But when harvesting began in 1845, farmers found their potatoes blackened and shriveled. Those who ate them suffered severe stomach cramps and even death. Today, we know the culprit was British relief efforts diminished substantially in the famine's second year, and while international aid helped save lives, the overall need was enormous. As the crisis wore on, the government limited who was eligible for relief and tasked Ireland with funding the relief efforts themselves by increasing local taxes. Most modern historians view these disastrous policies as stemming from a mix of toxic religious ideology, laissez-faire economic policies, and political infighting.
Let me say this real quick. Because slavery going to be so easy. Let me say this real quick. Ireland was going through a famine. The men who were the bearers of their families were dying. Right? Famine. Now that they had less income and a smaller workforce, written numbers still had to be their numbers. They ain't stopping their numbers, so they increase taxes, and they want the Irish to pay for Irish's own suffering. While they still take all the food out, right? People still starving. They still taking the food, exporting the food, and they're raising taxes. So you have less food, less money, less manpower, and they blaming it on God. I don't even remember which one this is. This deserves a title right here. I ain't even buy. And they regulated it to a certain amount of families. So if you don't become indoctrinated and forget your native tongue, forget your own history, you can't get nothing. Let me tell you what that reminds me of. Since we're going to blame it on religion, it reminds me of this liberalism. Because liberalism is a religion. Feminism is a religion. It is an ism. It's a belief system. That rainbow flag is part of the religion. They use feminism as a shield because they hide behind girls. But that is really, we're going to break you down bit by bit. We're going to supplant your men. We're not going to feed them poisoned potatoes. We're gonna make them become passport bros because they'll never have a family here. We're going to disassociate themselves from the land so they never buy real estate. They never plant their flag somewhere and create communities that can fight back for the American dream. Gonna turn all your boys gay. They ain't never gonna have kids. Don't worry about grandkids. This is like a religious penance, in a sense. So, yeah.
British news sources callously depicted the Irish as lazy, simple-minded alcoholics, and some London decision-makers believed the famine was God's punishment for these sinful behaviors. Other government officials purposefully blocked efforts to provide meaningful relief due to internal political rivalries. As with famines and food insecurity today, it wasn't a lack of resources preventing the British from aiding Ireland, but rather a lack of political will.
It's not a lack of resources. People just don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about you. And that's how Ireland became transformed from the fatherland to the motherland. They lost 2 million people. There was only a population of 7 million. They lost 2 million people based on the famine and lost 3 million people based on people, they starving, bro. They moved to other places. Lost almost 5 million people out of 7.58 million. And then the rest had to become Catholic, well, Protestant. I think England is Protestant. They had to become Protestants, give up their religion, give up their language in order to eat. I don't know what's coming next. Let me see something. Yeah, I'll show you this first. I want to show y'all something else. I'm going to show you this first. This is going to be hard to hear. I know it's hard to hear. Just roll with me. Everything they did to Ireland is what they did to the coloreds and the natives right here, right after slavery. I know it's low. Just roll with it.
Stop. Just stop. Listen. According to the Foundation for Economic Education, the purpose of a state-funded education is to take children away from parents judged to be incompetent and prevent those children from becoming dangerous, antisocial elements. Let me repeat that. The purpose of state-funded education is to take kids away from parents judged to be incompetent and prevent those kids from becoming dangerous, antisocial elements. This is a theme that will be explored in future videos in this series. But for right now, let's get back to it. After the Civil War, the government started setting up boarding schools for Native Americans so they can become quote unquote civilized instead of savage. Meanwhile, no accredited teacher wanted to educate the newly freed Negroes, except missionaries, who stuffed them into churches to indoctrinate them on why they're second-class citizens and not part of the nation that they were born in.
Own teams.
We'll come back to that. The indoctrination is the indoctrination. The indoctrination is why when I was a young child in the 1980s, everybody said they had Indian in their family. By the 1990s, somehow everybody was from Africa and we all had a root story. Indoctrination. There is a oh my bad, wrong shit. There is a young lady who talks about this from an Irish perspective. And I'm using her because I don't want to even talk about the blacks because the blacks be tripping. So I want you to know how similar the story is all around the world. Let me break this down real quick.
Agus falcha do Gaelga Macree. Now you're probably wondering what I just said, but don't worry, we'll get back to that in a second. So as most of you probably know, if you're Irish or you're living in Ireland, or you've visited Ireland, that the use of the Irish language is pretty much non-existent. We see Irish on signposts, we hear it on public transport. Sometimes you get the Irish translation of places that aren't even in Irish. For example, next station, Cowper, and Kate Stashunella, Cowper. I really don't see the point in that. And of course, Irish is spoken in the Gaeltachts of Ireland. Gaeltacht just means Irish speaking area. If you're wondering why Irish people don't speak Irish anymore, well, basically, the British. So the
I want to show you guys something. She spoke about how Irish was a Galileic language. Let me show you guys something. The Galileic people, hold on, let me break this down. I want to show you something real quick. The Galileic people are people from the Baltic area. So the Baltic area is that area that's somewhere around, let me see if I can make this bigger. It was part of the Prussian Crusade. It's an area that's in the eastern, well, the western block of where Russia is. So now it's called Bulgaria and all that. But this is where the Ukraine is, that type of area. They spoke the language of Prussians, which is a blend between German and Russian. So you're because once again, Vikings, right? So when Vikings were crossing all around the world doing Viking things, whatever Viking things are, they brought their language with them. Where's it going? Nowhere. Hold on, man. I want to give a shout out to XL Pro for the $5 cash app real quick. I just saw it. Shout out to you for the $5 cash app, man. He's safe for the Tropical Fund. Gratitude, sir. All right, I see you, Snowman. All right, bet. Because after this, dirty snow, baby. After this is dirty snow. Totally, we all day today. Anyway, with that extra time, get bonus clips, baby. About how you can never have a fatherland with people who don't even care about fathering. Shout out to Mr. Old Man for donating a membership. Gratitude, sir. Hold on, I got something for you in a minute. Yeah, it's work. Nope. Hold on. I want to get some Mr. Old Man for donating the membership. Let's try this.
Men used to be men. Now you millennial motherfuckers running around worrying about what women think and how they feel and apologizing and shit. It's embarrassing.
All right, bonus clip.
No, Mace is not a part of anything women run. He's not for that. So we'll just be clear. We'll be clear about that. So
Damn, I would buy
why you coming at me? You said that. I didn't say that you wouldn't. I'm just saying that you're not with nothing that women lead men in. So you could definitely you can't be a part of that if you're under Serena. So I'm just saying you're not into that. that ain't your thing. I ain't say
Listen,
you wouldn't
Not
buy
gonna
you
one.
know,
lie.
like they say, every strong man has a woman by his side. I don't believe she's in back of him. I don't believe she's in front of him. I believe they stand side by side.
I'm just going on what you said. I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm not.
repeating what
You
you.
know the way you make it sound like I'm saying stay here. I'm not saying stay there. You right? With like Jada Kidd said, by my side, right?
Listen, I'm glad you clarified that because the way you made it seem
Oh
is that
yeah, I'm a
woman.
big advocate of for women. I believe that they are great at a lot of things. I'm
This
just
kid
an
right here,
advocate
boy.
for
You're
for
advocate
structure.
now. You're
No, I'm an
advocate.
advocate for structure. I believe when things are built correctly, they stand longer. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want a big building that fall apart. I like to build things sturdy and build them the way they go. Order, it leads to excellence. I like excellence. I like to be able
What
to
does
put
this
a
have to
name
do
on
with anything women being the
excellence.
boss? What is the structure? If the woman's the boss,
Hey, Cam,
structure,
I'm
structure
just
is
telling you what
crazy.
I know.
Structure is wild.
Telling you
Structure
what
is
I know.
crazy. I'm just saying. The other day, your exact words was, "I don't believe a woman should lead men in anything." So now I understand.
Let me give you clarity, Cam.
Yeah, no problem. All right, I'm
There's
looking for it.
only one reason. There's only one thing a woman has to do to be a queen. You know what that is?
What's that?
Marry a king. That's
Do it this way, but a lot of people.
Yo, so man, I'm all for mace, bro. I'm all for mace, man. Men create the structure, man. Men create the structure. That's why, man, I tell y'all can't build with women. Time after time after time, it shows you can't build with women. Women are not builders; they interior decorators. You build it, she makes your house a home, but she can't build a house. So until you tribe up amongst other men and do men shit, so the plantation is straight, so they comfortable slaves, right? Them old plantation houses were the houses of the day. It wasn't like, oh, they gave them little shacks. Everybody lived in a shack. They had the house of that until you tribe up to have comfortable slaves, because slavery is great for women. Women love slavery. They don't get nothing but the dick, bro.
When you give something to a bitch, they don't do nothing but take. That's why you don't give them nothing but the dick. Because they can't take that away. You'll see.
Hey, yo, I know that they capping. Well, I know Cam is capping, kinda. But Cam do a lot of hood rat shit, though, man. Don't get it twisted. Cam slept with another man's wife on camera, talking about she just gave me a massage. You know you fuck, what's the boy name? Joe Johnson. You know you slept with his wife, bro. She was already doing OnlyFans. She used to be a porn star. I know you hit, bro. Cam do a lot of hood rat shit. I believe that Cam worship women. The thing that I appreciate about the Semites is their entire life is a lie. Everything about them is a lie. They book that everybody follows a lie. It's a diary. It's a diary of one family, and the entire book is saying fuck God. The whole book, fuck God. Man, we fucked up. We in Egypt, bro. What we gonna do? Oh man, don't worry about that shit. Fuck God. No, we gonna get free. All right, well God got you free. What you gonna do? I'm gonna burn this calf. I'm gonna get this golden calf. But God said you can't follow nobody else because He the one that freed you. Oh man, fuck God. Whole book is fuck God. Jesus come out, man. I'm the son of God. What they do? Kill that nigga. Fuck God. Shout out to Mr. O for the $5 cash super chat. But one thing they do is they stick with they lie. So if I'm wrong, I'll kill and die for the logo. I will kill and die for the logo regardless. Until enough motherfuckers know it's right. They gonna get down and lay down. And if it is a lie, man, we just fight on that lie, man.
Men used to be men. Now you millennial motherfuckers running around worrying about what women think and how they feel and apologizing and shit. It's embarrassing.
Man, that wasn't even what I was going with.
If it's a lie, then we fight on that lie. But we gotta fight.
Rather down on my feet than live on my knees. Gotta fight. America's a beautiful place where you can be whatever you want to be, however you want to be it. It's a land of laws. It's a land, really, it's a land of fees, bro. It's a land of fees. You pay a fee, and then they give you shit. And if you didn't do it right, they keep your money. They never give your money back. But they tell you what you did wrong so you can correct it and plug yourself into the corporatocracy. Right? You want to be a tribe? Cool. Pay the fee. We'll tell you what you need. We'll tell you who you got to be, who you got to know. Keep fucking up. We'll give you 3 tries. We ain't going to give you money back. We're going to give you a couple tries. Get it right the second time. Boom. You can be what you want to be. And then once you what you want to be, once you tribed up, then you can do what the Semites do. Anybody say anything negative about you, any negative wrong, you know, hold on, man. I gotta. I need that clip. I need that clip. I need that clip, man. I didn't even know I needed that clip just now. Oh. I ain't even know I needed this clip to just now.
I'm about to be on some real murder shit, eh? I'm telling you, man. Any nigga that ever looked at me wrong, owes me money, or ever said any jealous bullshit about me is fucking dead. You understand what the fuck I'm saying? Hey, they're fucking dead, man.
I need that clip in my life. I feel that shit. I feel that shit. It never ceases to amaze me that all the smart people could talk about conspiracy theories, but only criminals know how to conspire. It's crazy. It's weird as shit. Let me see if I got another outtake clip.
People feel like, nobody really needs a dad.
Oh, it started over. Man, look. I would open up the chat, but I was reminded. Shout out to Angry Snowman for reminding me today is Thursday. Shout out to you. Today is also my mother's birthday. Rest in peace to my mom. She would have been 76. She would have been 76 today. So, in tribute to that, man, I'm on the grind. Man, make sure that y'all want to do something for me, man. Super chats is cool, but also support the brand, bro. Support the brand, man. Hey, Mr. O say on the super chat, I don't know why I can't bring it up. He say state, woman, child. The man is just a donor in this current society. That's to focus on yourself unless you really want, unless you really yearn for children. Let me say this, bro, and thank you for the super chat. Let me say this real quick. Default system. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Default. When you have a system of your own, your system supersedes their system. Remember, I just told you about America is a country of fees. You say, yo, this is what we own. This is how we get down. This is all we own this. America gonna say, all right, give me $3,200. You can be on that. Now go out there and see if you can find some people that agree with you. The problem with America is with American men. The problem with American white men is they cucks, and the only people they want to fight is non-white men. The problem with black men is they're reactive instead of proactive. So in a genre, in a space where you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do when you're a colored. The same way the gays do what the fuck they want to do. They can wear dresses with full fucking Santa Claus beards and go into the girls' bathroom and you can't do shit about it. The same way, goddamn it, man. Somehow all these motherfucking transgender men get some fake titties, but they still got a dick, and they become the fucking swim coach at your kids' high school around 13 and 14-year-olds all day. Goddamn it, dick dangling with a fucking one piece tutu. The same way that the fuck they want to do. You can do what the fuck you want to do. You are a special class. I ain't gonna call you a minority class because ain't nothing minor about you. You're a special group. All special groups can do what the fuck they want to do as long as they make a concession. This is what the fuck we want to do. There's a reason why the Germans have to be white, but the Semites get to be their own thing. America has default shit. You ain't even part of that shit. You part of America. You're American, but you can do what you want to do as your special group. Niggas just don't see the vision because you've been beaten down the whole time, telling you what you not. Nigga, you are a special group of people beyond boundaries without measure, nigga. Do what the fuck you want to do if you can follow a man and kill for the logo. You ain't got to follow the man because the man is a system. Kill for the logo. Keep bitches out your business. You know what I'm saying? Don't let tolerance be a part of your decision-making process. And that's Mace. It's Mace like, I just want to be I just want structure. He know you can't have structure if you got tolerance. And any nigga that talk about woman is God or they want to be Hebrew Israelites, but they don't even know what the fuck. They be like, it's Africa. Man, Hebrews is in motherfucking, goddamn it, Iran. Like, they don't even know how a map works. Man, do not trust them niggas, bro. Look, man, content is content. I'm just sharing with y'all. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna see it until y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm outside, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you're outside, man, niggas do real shit. I understand YouTube. I understand how YouTube work, man. I understand it's all entertainment until you see niggas doing it, but yeah. And I understand your channel bigger when you include women. That's how you get the motherfucking what's that nigga name? Used to be a pimp. Now you yelling FBA shit. I can't think of his name. Well, this channel is all type of women. Yeah, well, we from that. We should do it. Reparation. You know where reparations come from? When somebody decides to pay you. Not when the government decides to pay you. When a corporation decides to pay you, and then the government reimburses a corporation because the government is the default. Somebody has to. Black people, for some reason, they don't even understand local government. They don't know who the alderman is. They don't give a fuck. They don't vote for mayor or nothing. But they all vote for president. You know why? Because they see the president as a king. Because they want a king. They don't want representative government. Girls just like to vote on shit that would oppress men. That's why they vote Democrat. Because they want a king. Which means they want to be serfs. which is really like wanting to be a slave. So we're gonna bring slavery back. It's gonna be so easy. And because of that, you think the government's responsibility is to you. Because black, the label of black, the social designation of black, it's owned by the government. They your daddy. Because they own you. It's like default shit. They own you. They own your social designation. And you run to the government for everything, but you don't need that. I'm trying to get a UN slot. Y'all gonna give me a UN. Whether y'all do or not, I'm gonna get a UN slot. And then I'll be the king of the colors. Because y'all motherfuckers don't want it. Y'all want money and pussy. Money ain't power. And pussy ain't power. Niggas like, oh, well, girl with pussy, they can get it whatever they want, man, in America, nigga. Because pussy is a hole, nigga. She was born with that shit. It has no intrinsic value. A wet pussy is not as impactful as a big dick. You don't believe me? Ask a girl. Ask them. Ask a lesbian whether they want dick or not. Even when they fucking with other girls, they need a fake dick. I don't see niggas. Look, I don't know what gays do. I ain't gonna say I don't see niggas want a fake pussy, but they call it booty pussies. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, bro, worried about the wrong shit. Because you worried about the group of people, nigga. I'm just worried about the logo. Everybody else get down and lay down. Anyway, on that note, man, because we got to prepare for the dirty song. I'm going to appreciate everybody that slid through, man. I want to make sure I ain't forget nobody because I had to turn my ring off because this cocksucker keep calling me. He don't want shit. Nigga don't want shit. Man, shout out to the guy that keyed for the $5. Oh, Clayton. What up, Clay? I love your name, man. What up, Clay, man? He said, man, you need an Al 5 drop? Say less. What happened to Al 5? Gratitude, bro. I appreciate you. I got one other clip that I've been working on, man. I've been trying to incorporate. As y'all see, I got a whole new set. I need to put something in the background. So I got whole new drops. So I'm gonna give you a drop I just found, bro. I'm gonna give you a drop I just found. I don't know what it is. Oh, I ain't put it in yet because I was running late. But this does remind me of this though. You gotta understand that girls. All right, man. Just remember this, bro. Everybody want to be slave. They just want to choose their own master, bro. And we're gonna dip out on this one.
Well, because the white man is the slave master. The rest of the people are the slaves. Why would I submit to a slave? I don't submit to no slave. I submit to my slave master, which is the white man.
Man, as always, man, love your brothers as you love yourself. Feed the pack. Tribe up. Y'all want to see some booty? I got some booty.
Until it became hard between his fingertips, while his right hand eased her love lips. Nikki Mullins' finger darted across her slippery, which is when she felt her insides being split by the thickness, gasped for breath as water stroke after stroke. Her legs quaked and her muscles, oh shit, Dion, at the top of her lungs and swallowed his meat whole. Her hands grabbed his hips and she pushed and pulled, forcing him to thrust his pole back and forth against her twisting tongue as it gradually turned into more than she could swallow. She moved her hands to the shaft and
Crusader Publishing, where books come to life.